Well, welcome back to the arena. Mickey Inglet Court for the second round of this two-round fight. The first one, the ladies took one on the chin to Gulf Coast. And this one's kind of the exact opposite, John. This time it's the Raiders that are leading, the men Raiders are leading the Panhandle Conference, and it's the Gulf Coast Commodores that desperately need a win.
Yeah, exactly. Raiders come in the #1 ranked team in the state, and Commodores are struggling. Having beat Chipola early on, but have not been able to really get it together all year. Raiders have won close games. They were rolling during the regular season, their pre-conference schedule, and have continued to roll now in conference schedule, 5-0 and back home.
Gulf Coast head coach Jay Powell, assisted by Mike Vogler and Scott Jackson. They'll start Londell King, #1, 6'7" guard out of Tallahassee Godby High School. Jeremy Harris, 6'7" wingman out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Van Johnson, the former actor, 6'3" out of Tallahassee, Florida. Dontravius Marshall out of Bainbridge, Georgia. And Cody Johnson will top it off at 6'7" out of Panama City High School. I'll let you introduce the Raiders.
The Raiders, typical starting five. #4, Jared Wilson, 6'5" sophomore from Hartford, Connecticut. #5, Daryl Edwards, 6'4" sophomore guard from Fresno, California. Andres Feliz, a 6'2" point guard, freshman from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Romy Rodriguez, 6'7" sophomore out of Santiago, Dominican Republic. And #12, Malik Petaway, 6'7" sophomore out of Waterbury, Connecticut. That's the 5 that Coach DeMayo has put on the floor, and head coach Steve DeMayo in his, 4th year?
3.5 years, just picked up his 100th win. How about that?
Congratulations to him and his assistant coaches, Roy Kuhn, Jake Williams, and Kevin Baskin.
You think this one will be good? It should be. The Raiders have won three straight 2-point wins. 83-81 over Chipola, 78-76 over Tallahassee, 84-82, and then with Tallahassee lurking right in the background come Saturday night.
I think this will be a very entertaining game. Jay Powell will have his men prepared and ready for the Raiders tonight.
Petway will jump it up and controlled by the Raiders. Andres Feliz, the point guard, will bring it up as we are underway here on your screen, moving from our right to our left. If you're sitting on the Raider Club side of the arena, just the opposite, left to right. Jumper, nope, all fake the jumper into Jerome Rodriguez, and Jerome puts it in.
Good pass, good catch, good finish by Rodriguez.
As mentioned, the Raiders are 5-1 in conference, 5-0 in conference play. This is the halfway point for the Raiders tonight. Will be the halfway point of those 12 conference games. Feliz, coast to coast. Last touched by Feliz, they're going to say.
Feliz.
Van Johnson had a hand in there.
Feliz is trying to give his impersonation of Purifoy going coast to coast. Ty Purifoy, the point guard for the Lady Commodores.
Yeah. And swatted away.
Dontavius Marshall, 5'11" freshman out of Bainbridge, Georgia, played for Ricky McCullough, who used to be the longtime Chipley coach.
Would you like to get on Ancestry.com and type in the name Purifoy? Luches Purifoy for Florida. All the Purifoys that have come out of Pensacola. Looking down court and too late for Malik Petway. Petway was waving about 4 strides earlier than that, and they just couldn't find him.
Yeah, Rodriguez should have taken the 2 dribbles he took. Missed the opportunity, but Petway with a nice block. Rodriguez with a good transition opportunity just kind of fell for naught.
Early on, 2-0 Raiders. 1 minute gone. Fall away jumper hits nothing but fiberglass. Saved over there by Petway. Here come the Raiders.
Good hustle rebound by Petway.
Petway off his foot. Scramble for the loose ball. Gulf Coast comes out of there with it. Inside and slam dunk by Cody Johnson. 6'7" freshman out of Bay High School.
Good looking athlete.
2-all here early on. Jumper won't fall for Wilson Frame. That's a rarity for him. Skip pass, cross court, won't go for Gulf Coast. Rebound, Petway. Now the Raiders in transition. And then possession will go back to Gulf Coast.
Two turnovers by Feliz. Uncharacteristic for him. Normally very good with the basketball, but his body can really get inside and use it to finish. Raiders will employ some full court pressure here to speed the Commodores up.
Full court man-to-man press on the inbounds, and they'll back it up. Almost 2.5 minutes gone here. Total of 4 points scored. And it'll stay at 4.
Raiders really good on the defensive glass right now.
Edwards. Wilson frame. Edwards for 3, and it will go.
Good ball movement. Side-to-side basketball. Edwards just hand down, and he raises up and knocks down a long 3. Raiders up 3.
Early on, stolen away, loose ball. Londell King comes out of there with it. And a foul on the floor. Romy picked up his first.
Actually, Petway.
Oh, excuse me, Petway. I saw the one fingers go up. I missed the second one. Commodores will reset with 19 seconds. Kick out, jumper, free throw line extended, won't go. Rebound, Petway. Wilson frame, how about that? 2 dribbles and all the way in from the Gulf Coast bench. It's called driving with a purpose. 7-2 Raiders. Harris. The Gulf Coast will set it up again. 7 to shoot. And Harris found a jewel, picked it up, put it in.
Still
4 points tonight for the Commodores.
Still a good job defensively by the Raiders, from the post to the perimeter to boxing out to rebounding. Seems like both baskets Gulf Coast has made has been just, look what I found.
Andres Feliz with the basket for the Raiders. Almost 5 minutes gone. 9-4 Raiders. King, jump hook, and it goes. And they're going to wave it off and call Romy with the offensive foul.
It's a good call. He never really had control and kind of lost it. And easy charge to pick up by, I guess, who picked that up? Was it Harris?
Romy. Oh, who picked up the charge? Harris. Into the game, Ron Freeman, the transfer from Kansas State. Originally from Los Angeles, California, #1, so Freeman comes in. Raiders almost with the steal. And travel 1 too many steps for Harris.
You can tell right now the emphasis for the Raiders is to really run those Commodore shooters off that three-point line and force them to drive, force them to hit other shots. They are doing a great job of closing out on shooters and taking that away from the Commodores.
Edwards guarded by Shorter. Wilson frame for 3. Money. 12-6 Raiders. Now off the turnover, here comes Edwards. 2-on-2 off the glass, won't go. Follow, big time by Andrew Gordon. Timeout, Gulf Coast.
Good timeout by Coach Powell. Just not let this crowd get going. Try to keep this young team in control.
30 seconds, we'll keep it right here. Our player profile of the game, none other than Jared Wilson Frame, sophomore guard, averaging 13.8 a game, 4 rebounds a game. He is signed with the University of Pittsburgh. The 3 people he'd love to have dinner with at one time, LeBron James, Muhammad Ali, and Kobe Bryant. He wants to go to a resort island that's on top of his bucket list. If he won the lottery, he'd buy a huge house for his family. And if he could go anywhere in the world, where would he go? To the USA Basketball Training Facility in Colorado Springs. That's a nice idea there for a man with a good, big future.
Watched a little bit of Pittsburgh last night with North Carolina. That was a good game, went down to the final 10 seconds.
Wilson Frame signed already with Pittsburgh. You'll have to keep me informed, John. Is anybody else committed anywhere that you're aware of?
Not that I know of. National Signing Day today.
It was. There was a big day all the way around. Florida State with a nice day. Auburn with a nice day. Again, the Crimson Tide, and Ohio State with a wheelbarrow full of 5 stars, I'm told. And inside won't fall.
Harris does a nice job of using his body. Good shot fakes. Very fundamental player. Comes to jump stops. Always his eyes are up. Can see a lot of different things going on. Remember him from last year. Very, very, very nice player.
Harris, 6'7" sophomore out of Page High School in Greensboro, North Carolina. Again, this will be our only visit, or our only face-to-face visit with the Commodores this year. The only time they visit the arena. Harris closes it to 6 points with under 6 minutes to play. Gone here in the opening half. Corner jumper won't fall. Putback is there by Kareem Ezdine.
Ezdine getting some minutes here in the first half.
Harris won't fall. Rebound, Freeman. And Freeman will start the break. Jumper, Wilson Frame, good.
Not much you can do about that one, Tom.
No, sir. 11-point lead for the good guys.
But the impressive thing is the backboard rebounding right now for the Raiders.
Harris going in and swatted away by Ezdine. Skip pass, another. Passed up the 3 attempt with 5 to shoot. And that'll be a shot clock violation, as nothing was hit except the support underneath the backboard.
Great job by the Raider defense that time. Again, it's been all night long like that. Other than a couple free throws and a couple look what I found baskets by the Commodores, Raiders could be pitching a shutout.
Wouldn't that be something? Or have been something? Edwards goes between the legs and crosses up. Going to split defenders, kick it out to Freeman. He finds the hot hand. Let's see if Wilson Frame can get him an opening. And he does, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Jared shooting 84.2% from the line.
You know, you always wonder about a team, and they're 5-0. They've kind of ran through the conference and kind of on the second tier of the schedule, how they're going to react playing against a team that's struggling. And really impressed with the Raiders' intensity and energy level, especially on the defensive end down here, and also the way they're sharing it and pushing the basketball. Really have come tonight with a focus and energy about them that I really like to see.
Rebound by Cody Johnson. 20-8. Johnson almost lost it, and he did not. They're going to keep it this end. But again, 13 seconds have gone off that shot clock. We had a violation down the last time down. Three dribbles and in the lane, up and won't fall. Putback is good by Johnson.
Johnson's second bucket. Good job hanging around the basket.
I actually watched that possession on the monitor. Great job by RJ's group guys. And taken away by the Commodores and then taken back by the Raiders for three. Back the other way, Jeremy Harris. Spin move, blocked. Wilson Frame with it. A controlled chaos now. Wilson Frame goes up and count it.
Coach Powell doesn't like that call. That's
he does not.
Tough call on Johnson. He looked like he was there. I remember watching the young man at Bay. He's really gotten better. Coach Powell's done a good job of developing him.
Timeout for media. We're the media, so we'll take one. 22-10, Raiders on top. We'll be back after these words. You're watching Raider basketball on Emerald Coast TV. Back after the timeout. 22-10 Raiders. Really sharing the ball well, really distributing it well. Jared Wilson Frame with 11 of those 22 points.
The Raiders are 50%, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, and Commodores are 0 for 5. Commodores are just 4 of 17. Raiders are 9 of 13. There's your difference in the game. One team is just really more efficient.
Yeah, almost 70% shooting versus 23%. Just got a text, said how long will it be before we see Casey Ponder in the game? In the second half, huh?
I think so.
If this keeps up, blocked by the Raiders, and here we go the other way. Freeman.
Again, I don't want to sound redundant, but it just starts on that defensive end, and Raiders just playing with extreme amount of confidence and energy. Block shots, I mean, that's probably the 4th block shot we've seen tonight.
Baseline move. A lot of Raiders underneath, but a nice move. And Raquel Smoot. Smoot has one shot, makes the worst of it, but the Commodores come out of there with a rebound, almost by accident. Johnson going, nothing there, rebound by Feliz. Here come the Raiders full octane.
Cody Johnson, welcome to the Panhandle Conference, son.
It is fast.
It's fast and physical.
PJ Bruce getting ready to check in for Ron Freeman. So the Kansas State transfer will take a seat, and the Oregon State transfer will come in.
Freeman gave a really good minutes for DeMeo. Got out and ran, hit a couple shots, finished around the basket.
Couple misses on the home end. Murphy in transition. Back out to Johnson. Johnson, and here come the Raiders. A little bit of an errant pass. And all Bruce could do was save it, but he saved it to the Commodores. Londell King. 11-point game from the corner. Just short. Raiders going deep into the bench already. T.J. Bogan in the game as well.
That's exactly right. Coach DeMeo has played a lot of players early.
Petway on the defensive end. Robinson. Jerome with the rebound. Feliz off the high ball screen. Over to Bruce. Baseline move and lost between the legs of Petway. Almost 11 minutes gone. It's been all Raiders here at the arena. He said that he wondered how the Raiders would react, if they would be looking ahead to Saturday night, or
yeah,
they're focused on the task at hand right now.
They are. They're playing one possession at a time.
25-14. Murphy to Johnson. And basket is good.
Nice play there where they ran a double screen, but they slipped off of it and they hit the slip cutter.
25-16. Bruce will spin move. Petway to Feliz. Inside move in the land of the Giants goes Malik Petway.
Great body control by Petway. Great pass by Bogan.
And almost a throwaway. Saved in front of us by Van Johnson. He goes baseline and lost in the corner. Here come the Raiders. Raiders aren't content to sit on it. They're forcing tempo. Romy. Petway. Oh, I believe that you call that a makeup foul.
Yeah, a little flop there from Gulf Coast, but again, it's about that shoulder. When you lower that shoulder, the official already pretty much has his mind made up on the call he's going to make. Raiders back off the pressure, and we'll just play half-court man.
7.5 to play. Still an 11-point lead. Murphy. Left side now. Bird. Or excuse me, that's Murphy. Going up and will get fouled by Jerome. That could be his third, maybe his second. We'll see. His second. Two shots for Deshane Murphy. 5'10" freshman out of Kingtree High School, Kingtree, South Carolina. Dan Johnson standing behind him. I'll lob you that question. Which crime fighter did Van Johnson play on TV? To take it back to the 1960s.
Dragnet?
The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet.
Yeah, Green Hornet and Kato, played by Bruce Lee.
Well, you're going deep.
Deep, yeah. Jumper good by Edwards. Still 11-point lead for the good guys at just under 7 minutes to play opening half.
Boy, that would have been 2 5-second counts if they had still have that rule.
Yeah. Rebound off the glass by Gordon. Feliz thought about the three, then didn't take it. Bruce tried to pass it off. Johnson swatted away, and here we go. Nice move, reversing it by Andres Feliz.
Well, that finger over there is fast. I was looking up there. He already had the points up there. Man.
And stolen again. P.J. Bruce this time picked the pocket and got fouled.
We really haven't seen P.J. Bruce much this year, have we?
No.
Can we just say now that Coach DeMayo's team is loaded? I mean, there's no drop-off.
So with only 4 fouls, it will still outside the bonus. Raiders will set up half-court shop with 6 minutes to play. Jumper, Wilson frame. Won't go.
Probably too open.
Off the glass and good by Feliz.
Feliz has picked his play up since the early 2 turnovers.
Jumper off the glass and good by Johnson. $13-point lead for the Raiders as we approach 5:20 here in the opening half. Long three, good by Darrell Edwards. Londell King going baseline. It's rejected. Rejected again. And Coach DeMayo loving it over there. Having a nice laugh.
They are protecting the rim, the Raiders are tonight. Just incredible job of timing and athleticism, blocking shots that have led out to at least a few easy baskets for the Raiders.
Media timeout. We'll pause as well. 16-point lead for the Raiders. We'll be back after these words. You're watching Raider basketball on Emerald Coast TV. 5 minutes left in the opening half. John Lavin, cue the difference in this game.
Well, we just got the first half stats and the shooting percentage. You got Gulf Coast at 29% and the Raiders shooting at over 70% from the floor. That's unheard of.
71.4%. They're 15 of 21. 4 of 9 from 3. Gulf Coast is 0 for 5 from 3 and 8 of 27 from the floor.
And a lot of it's been started with block shots that have led to just easy transition baskets. Very poor transition defense by the Commodores. Guys get stuck in corners and can't get back on defense.
2 free throws good by Londell King. Trying to shoot the bounce pass underneath. And we're going to have a foul called on Andres Feliz.
18 foul. That's going to put him to the foul line again, shooting a 1-and-1.
And that's really the only thing Gulf Coast can do at this point is go to the free throw line, stop the clock from running, and pick up 2 points while time doesn't do anything. And they don't do it. Big rebound by Andrew Gordon. And that one's into the crowd. The way the Raiders are sharing it tonight, they almost look like the Globetrotters at times.
Yeah. Feliz got caught in the air that time, a baseline drive, just don't know where to go. That's why you don't leave your feet, but he's able to get away with that sometimes.
30-second timeout. Again, the Raiders 5-0 in Panhandle Conference play. Should they hold on tonight, it would be halfway through a perfect record. And then the fun starts. Tallahassee, 5-1, 22-2 overall, comes to town Saturday night for a 7:30 tip here with the Raiders at the arena. You don't want to miss that, either by being here or watching it on Emerald Coast TV.
I think the Raiders are ready for that one. The way they look tonight, they're just clicking on all cylinders.
If you can't come, get down to Walmart, buy that Chromecast plug-in for your TV for $29. Get the app, cast it to your big screen and listen to us and watch it at home.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. That's a way to do it. We did that the other night with the big green engines. Casted that thing up there and watched them. Had no announcers, though. Way it should be.
Oh, you had a couple good ones.
And a miss by Wilson Frame.
Well, the Raiders have really just, the last few possessions, not finished around the basket, turnovers. This is what we're talking about. You don't want to start playing sloppy.
Pressure by the Raiders. Gulf Coast gets it across and promptly throws it away. And another good job of officiating.
Harris has to finish that one. Too small of a window to try to squeeze that pass in. He had to lay up himself.
As we approach 240 seconds left here in the opening half. Bruce inside. How about that? Wow. Bill Walton would say, throw it down, big man. And he did. Back the other way, blocked by the Raiders. Blocked again. Let's see, and we're going to have a foul.
Nice job by Cody Johnson, just staying with it. Using a shot fake, gotten him in the air. Definitely got fouled on the play. But, wow.
If you want to say anything on the negative side of the balance sheet for the Raiders in the opening half, it's been 10 team fouls or 9 team fouls.
But just, keep this in perspective. Gordon takes a low entry pass and just turns around with no dribble and dunks it. And that's how long and athletic he is. Just an incredible play.
Gulf Coast doing very much like the Northwest Florida women did, just kind of hanging around. 14 points, still within striking distance. But again, the Raiders shooting at the last time out at over a 70% clip. Bruce for three, back of the rim. Rebound by Johnson. And throws it right into the bench, into the hands of Kareem Ezzedine.
Ventilius Johnson is kind of baffled that his pass was not caught when he just throws it right into the Petway's hands, who's sitting on the Northwest bench. Jeez.
Edwards walks it up. PJ Bruce penetrates, thinks better of it. 11 to shoot. Wilson Frame with a reverse.
Nice pass and assist by Bruce.
3 minutes to play, opening half. 16-point lead for the good guys. In the corner, long three and fouled on the three is Tyler Bird by Darrell Edwards. He'll go to the line to shoot three. 10th personal foul of the half.
But just
on the Raiders.
As you saw, Tom, the sense of urgency by Edwards to get out there and run that guy off that three-point line. He shot it anyway and fouled him, but you can tell that's part of the game plan. They're not going to let him shoot uncontested, wide-open threes. But still too many fouls by the Raiders.
Second free throw attempt by Bird out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And he'll get one more. Misses the third, and the Raiders get the rebounds. A long rebound by Gordon. Gordon sets the high ball screen, runs around it, does Bruce. Wilson Frame. And Jared Wilson Frame will be called for the offensive foul. Got that left arm out there.
And this is probably what Coach DeMeo is going to talk about at halftime with the sloppy play the last 6 minutes.
Yeah.
On the offensive end especially.
Murphy, guarded by Bruce. And they're going to call PJ for a hand check, and the fans are not happy with that one.
Well, with the new rule change, you can't call a 5-second count. You can't touch the ball handler. I mean, that's pretty good defense by Bruce. Commodores can't do anything as far as getting in any type of offense. The pressure on the perimeter and the wings to make that entry pass is just too much.
Deshane Murphy at the line. And this is how the Commodores have been hanging around, just by a charity stripe.
Well, you've got Dontavius Marshall and Murphy, two freshman guards. A little more than they've bargained for here at the arena.
12-point game. Bruce off the glass, and nicely done. Bruce just turned it into a one-on-one game as we're under 2 minutes to play, opening half.
Bruce has got a lot of minutes for Coach DeMeo tonight. I guess Feliz is in foul trouble, huh?
42-28. Six to shoot. Off the mark. Rebounded by King. And the last touch by King, and he doesn't agree with it.
Boy, I like Bruce. Bruce just met a cutter that came through the lane and just almost lifted him off his feet. He looks no more than 75 pounds, but he's got some tenacity to him.
Edwards looking for some help. He'll just take it off the glass on his own. Almost made it. Wilson frame. And they're going to say it hit the clock. But it was the last touch by the Commodores, so they're going to say it touched the clock, and possession will stay with the Raiders. Bruce will inbound it on the baseline. Freeman. And a rare miss by Wilson Frame. String music by Bird. And they're just hanging around this 11-point game.
Raiders won't have a chance to take the last second shot, but the last shot of the half, but try to slow it down a little bit here.
Wilson Frame goes tumbling. And we'll see the call. Foul is going to be on Deshane Murphy.
Only going to be the 15th foul, so the Raiders will take it out, but get a new shot clock. As the shot clock is turned off.
Yep. As we're under 30 to play in this half. Game was racing by for a time there, and it's kind of hit the brakes with the free throws. Beautiful night for basketball, about 74 degrees, not a cloud in this place. No wind. So it makes it so special. Bruce, they're going to say traveled. One extra step.
Wilson Frame missed Edwards on the flex cut there, off the out of bounds.
So big possession for Gulf Coast here. 19 seconds could turn this into a single-digit game going into half. Fans not liking the fact that Murphy using that arm to keep him away. 3 seconds. A lot of activity, won't fall, and nothing there. So the Raiders will take a 11-point lead into halftime. We'll pause and refresh as well. We'll be back after the halftime festivities. You're watching Raider basketball on Emerald TV. Back for the second half at the arena here on Emerald Coast TV. Free throws really keeping the Commodores in this thing. They were 12 of 15 in the first half from the free throw line. Raiders only getting to the charity stripe 5 times, 2 of 5. The Raiders, I think it was 12 team fouls in the half. Actually 13 team fouls in the half. Left side Wilson Frame, pull up floater. Won't fall. Jerome Rodriguez going to be called for on the back, and that's not good. That's Romy's 3rd personal. Coach DeMeo choosing to leave him in for now. 42-31. Lots of time left, but if the Raiders can hang on, they remain perfect at Panhandle Conference play and set up a monster showdown Saturday night with Tallahassee. Inbound save by Harris. He'll take the jumper from the free throw line short. Romy with another rebound. Basket is good by Darrell Edwards. "30-second timeout taken. We will keep it right here. Again, this is the beginning after tonight. We are in the beginning of the second rotation in Panhandle Conference play. Saturday night, as mentioned, Tallahassee comes to town, and they're good on both sides. The women are 3-3 in Panhandle play, not counting anything happening this evening, while the men are 5-1. Raiders ready to go after the timeout. And again, women's tip is at 5:30 Saturday evening. Men tip it off at 7:30 or thereabouts. Full court pressure by Feliz and stolen. And they're going to call traveling on Darrell Edwards. Feliz with unanticipated full court pressure on the Commodores. And he takes it away this time. Back to Edwards. 8-foot jumper. Won't fall, the easy one. And the Raiders turning up a little bit of the intensity on defense.
Well, you lost me on the Raider room. I'm sorry, I caught in the line up there.
I did like many of those Doolittle Raiders did. I parachuted out once I got across the line. Jumper won't fall. Edwards. That's one of the true thrills of a Raider game, is being a Raider Club member, and that line for chicken during the last halftime is always the fan favorite.
Gosh, can't remember the last time I had a piece of fried chicken. That was good.
I took the Lavin route, bailed out, and went to the hot dog. And Andres Feliz puts on the brakes, picks up the ball, and puts it in.
Raiders up 16 now. Still playing with a lot of energy. Gulf Coast looks a little slower.
Jump hook good again. Gulf Coast staying in the game with the first half by the charity stripe. 12 points from the free throw line as Wilson Frame, speaking of free throws, will go to the line to shoot one.
It was a big time move by Wilson Frame. Penetration, kind of suspended in the air, kind of hung and created that shot. Really, really athletic move he just made. Wilson Frame leading scorer in the first half with 14. And Daryl Edwards had a nice half with 8.
Wilson knocks down the three-point play. And the Raiders go up by 17.
They're up 17 and really haven't had I wouldn't say a bad game, but not a good game from Romy or Malik Petway.
Right. Marshall. Don Travius Marshall guarded by Feliz over to Harris. Harris, the go-to guy early for Gulf Coast.
Nice move by Johnson on Wilson Frame.
.15 game as we are approaching 15 minutes to play. Make it 17-point game.
And on cue, there's Petway. Nice dish by Feliz on the play, but Petway caught it. Petway caught it and just went through the contact. Very strong take.
Free throw good. Raiders keeping up the defensive intensity in full court. And they're going to stay. He stepped on the boundary. No, it's not. It's going to be a foul. Blocking foul.
Blocking foul on Romy.
And Coach DeMeo couldn't help but giggle a bit when he took his jacket off. That's 4 on Romy. And Feliz raises his hand saying guilty as charged. As Jerome Rodriguez will come out. Kareem Ezadine.
Well, Romy's really never got a chance to get started tonight. They called that a shooting foul. Wow. I thought it might have been on the floor.
Ball doesn't lie.
Ball doesn't lie, you're right.
Second free throw attempt for Murph. Maybe half the time it does. In the corner, 3 attempt, good by Edwards.
So many weapons this Raider team has.
Edwards was 2 for 2 going into halftime from three-point land. And Wade called for the offensive foul.
Wade out of Panama City, Rutherford. Didn't get a whole lot of playing time early.
Raiders with a 20-point lead. Jumper, Edwards, will he continue being hot from behind the arc? He won't. All his others have been catch and shoot. Had to create a little bit on that one.
Edwards realized how bad of a shot that was. Acknowledges it to Coach DeMeo.
Crossover move. Pulled back. Roberts miss. Here we come the other way. Full throttle ahead. Wilson Frame. And that ball never touched the floor. Timeout, Gulf Coast.
Good look by Feliz. Raiders getting out and running. Actually, that time, Wilson Frame just snuck behind the Gulf Coast offense.
30-second variety. So we'll keep it right here. As flat as the Raiders look toward the tail end of the second half, they're looking that much better this half.
They are. Yeah, they're starting to turning around a little bit. And I think the pressure, the full court pressure, has helped the Raiders kind of create that tempo that Gulf Coast really can't keep up with.
And it hasn't been what Coach Ray Ross calls every once in a while a nuisance press to slow you down. They've been pressing and trying to steal.
Right, they realize the guards for Gulf Coast, 2 freshmen. You have, Dontavius Marshall and Tyler Bird, the 2 freshmen, just really look uncomfortable with that, even in the half court when they're trying to run offense. Good job at the halftime adjustment by DeMeo to pick it up and make them work even that much harder.
And they're going to make it continue here. A little full court pressure. And answered by the Commodores.
That time Bird did a nice job under control.
It's a smooch for the slam dunk. Petway over to Wilson Frame. Wilson Frame got swiped. He was told Edwards, I was looking for you. It'll be on the floor.
And that's got to be the key, Tom, for this team, is they really have to sincerely look for each other and share it.
Edwards, no foul underneath. Now there's one, and that's going to be on Andres Feliz. His 3rd personal.
Great little out of bounds play right there that they've been running and kind of had set up and cut Edwards in, and he just mishandled it, but it was going to be a wide open layup. Great call by DeMeo.
And into the game, Ron Freeman will go to the scorer's table. Gulf Coast gets it across, but the pressure's still there as they're chasing and trying to double, and it pays off. Ezzedine with the steal. He was almost like the spy on defense the whole time. Wilson Frame underneath. Can't hold on. Here we go the other way. Murphy. (58-40).
I'm sorry, I was calling him Bird. You're right, Shane Murphy.
Wilson Frame sets up, can't find that one. And they're coming the other way with Cody Johnson. Jumper, Harris, good. 4 quick points, and Coach DeMeo not happy. TJ Bogan getting ready to check in along with Freeman. A nice move by Feliz. Under 14 to play. 18-point lead for the Raiders.
Half substitutions coming in.
Johnson over in the corner, stolen. Here we go again, 2-on-1. And Edwards got fouled. But Johnson got the worst of it. Classy move by the official. We're going up to Johnson, asking him if he's okay after taking that fall.
Yeah, he landed kind of gingerly on his backside there.
And he'll take a rest.
All right, play-by-play guy, all these mass substitutions.
Know him by heart.
You got Bruce, you got Freeman in the game. Now you have Gordon. Ezzedine forgot to come.
Ezzedine has been in.
Wilson Frame was
Wilson Frame will come out.
He didn't want to come out, did he?
No. And it's going to go back the other way, foul on the Raiders. You hope that these players that spend a year or two here at Northwest Florida State will really remember this in their lives. Make a big dent in the memory bank. You look around at all these banners, and I guess a lot of kids come here for a lot of different reasons, but a lot of them want to win too.
Win and reach that next level.
And basket's good and a foul. Ron Freeman called for the foul.
Gulf Coast obviously outmatched tonight. Just still doing a decent job of playing hard and sticking around. And Coach Powell realizing he has a young group.
(61-44) the score. Jumper won't fall. Big putback as Ron Freeman got airborne.
That was extremely athletic by Freeman. But how about the shot by Essendine?
Yeah. (19-point lead blocked out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Raiders, with the Gulf Coast, excuse me.
Freeman is John a little bit with Harris.
And turn around, hooked by Londell King. Bruce thought about it. Bogan, TJ will drive, go up with the left hand. Nice move, almost followed back and in again by Essendine. Here come the Commodores the other way. And this one's getting crazy. After all that, a touch body foul called on Gordon.
Marshall was totally out of control. Essendine almost had a back-to-back follow-up dunks after Freeman's wonderful dunk down the lane.
Malik Petway comes in.
Freeman's given Coach DeMail good minutes tonight.
And Kareem Essendine goes up to a nice round of applause. Second free throw good by Harris.
Well, I saw Mel Ponder in the Raider room. All we can do is hope that Casey Ponder gets in the game.
Casey Ponder, the local favorite out of Rocky Bayou Christian. Good kid. As we approach 11 and a half to play in the final half. Raiders up 15. Jumper, nothing but air. Caught by Bogan. Excuse me, caught by Petway down to Bogan. And I believe we'll call time for media. That's us. We'll pause for the cause as well. 15-point lead for the Raiders. We'll be back after these words. You're watching Raider basketball on Emerald Coast TV. midway point of the second half. Gulf Coast still kind of hanging around, but this is as close as they've gotten in a long time, 15 points. Raiders continuing the pressure full court.
Fleece almost got him another steal. Very active.
Marshall guarded by Feliz. A triple move there by Smoot. And it's a 13-point game. Wilson Frame across the middle, skips it out. Jumper, good. Darrell Edwards.
Very unselfish pass by Wilson Frame. I'd like to see more of that. Edwards is definitely feeling. I think he's missed 1 3 all night.
Only remember one that he missed. Most of them have been off that catch and shoot.
And deep, too.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say he carried it. Edwards will inbound it right in front of the Gulf Coast side of the scorer's table. Right in front of the Gulf Coast radio crew across the way. Under 10 to play, 16-point lead for the good guys. Almost turn it over. Feliz, they're going to call offensive on Feliz. You move that shoulder down, like you said, that's a kiss of death.
I'm not too sure on that one, though. That's going to be his 4th foul. That sidelined him a lot in the first half. He's foul trouble.
The good thing with the Raiders, they are deep in the bench. And they've got a 16-point lead. Gulf Coast, though, has not packed up the tent and put it in the backpack. They're still fighting. Feliz. And Andres got fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot, too.
Edwards was spotting up in the corner, and Feliz missed him, and a little disappointment on Edwards' face.
Andres averaging 67% from the line for the year. 6'2" freshman guard out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So unless there's a big college knocking and he's a qualifier, we'll see him again next year, most likely. Leads back to 18. Marshall playing pretty decent after all the pressure the Raiders have thrown on him. Just a freshman point guard, 34 is. Harris looking left, going left. And hot potato recovered by Wilson Frame. Here come the Raiders. Sharing it underneath and an offensive foul. Or they say he stepped on the, I think he stepped on the baseline. Fans didn't like it no matter. Pull-up jump shot hits nothing but oxygen. And the Raiders coming the other way.
This could be a first. Raiders walking it up the floor.
Yeah, Wilson Frame kind of took his time bringing that one up. You don't see that often. Jared inside, lost out of bounds by Petway.
Just sloppy play just on the offensive end by the Raiders.
And it's right about that same time it started last half. Whoa, almost. Murphy thought he was near being out of bounds. Right side, Harris. 4 dribbles, looking left. He's a lefty, puts it up and won't fall. Raiders get it as we're under 8 minutes to play. And Wilson Frame got fouled by Jeremy Harris.
Wilson Frame put his shoulder down on that one, but defender was not set, and referee decided to call a block.
Wilson Frame out of Hartford, Connecticut. Notre Dame prep. Heading to Pittsburgh next year. We saw some ACC scouts here earlier for the women's side.
Coach Sylvia Hatchell, the North Carolina women's coach.
1 for 2 from the charity stripe for Frame. Three is good by Londell King.
Well, we are stuck on this 16-point marker.
We are. Petway. Couple of dribbles, thought about the jumper, pulled away. Edwards getting bumped around, and yeah, they finally called it. Coach DeMeo was giving the official an earful.
Edwards had Petaway underneath the basket after pick and roll. If the referee hadn't called it, would have been easy too.
Darrell's a sophomore out of Fresno High School, Fresno, California. Part of that team last year is the first one. Hits the front of the rim, hits the backboard, and comes back in. Both are good by Darrell. Back to 18. Loss, here comes Wilson Frame. Dribbles it around the defender and puts it in. Now that was a Globetrotter move.
I don't know if he did that on purpose or.
Heads up Globetrotter move. He tapped it around the defender, ran around and got it and put in the layup.
You think he did that on purpose? I think he lost control of it. Anyway, what a tremendous move.
Yeah. If it's me, I'm saying I did it on purpose.
Woke the fans up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did. And nice jump hook out under a lot of duress by Johnson.
He's come in and played well for the Commodores. Got the start tonight, and you can tell by his frame he's going to get better.
Edwards, and he got fouled. And the Commodores dangerously close to that double bonus, which means at the rate we're going, you and I may be here till 11:30.
How about the Raiders up 18 points, and Romy has 7 minutes?
Yeah, arguably one of their most active players on both ends of the floor. Well, Murphy went up and got caught in the air, and I'm not sure what the call. I think they're just going to say he's out of bounds. It's not a shooting foul, so no foul call. King with the inbounds pass back to Marshall. Dontavius guarded out there by P.J. Bruce. Jumper from the corner, good by Deshane Murphy. Talk about losing a legend, not by death or anything, but by retirement. How many games do you think Brent Musburger's called in his life? As Wilson Frame puts the move on.
I was thinking about him the other day watching on I guess the Oklahoma-Florida call. NFL Today.
You are looking live.
That was when I first started watching professional sports.
Full timeout. We'll take one as well. Time for Sweet Caroline by the Pep Band. 15-point lead. We'll be back after this. Waiting for Neil Diamond to pop out somewhere and sing a little rendition of that, huh?
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Made it famous. Great job by that Niceville High School Pep Band. Back cut by Petway. Malik. 5.5 to play. Petway with the steal and dribbles it up. Almost lost a handle of it. And Bruce puts it in the lead, back up to 19.
What's the magic number for Ponder time? 25?
I'd put him in now. Of course, you and I are over here, and Coach DeMayo's over there.
Oh, it's definitely going to be under a minute.
Baseline move, good by Marshall.
As I look over at Ponder's face, as he laid he got the bucket. You got to imagine every bucket that Gulf Coast scores is going to be hard to get in the game.
Yeah.
And every miss by the Raiders.
Jerome's going back in, and also Gordon will come back in. So they get the 14 points.
Both of the guys on the end of the bench. As it now, it's a 14-point game.
Again, if you're just watching or you're a Gulf Coast fan listening on our network, Casey Ponder, the preferred walk-on from Rocky Bayou Christian is who we're referring to. Who got some playing time in the non-conference season. And the Raiders will take a timeout. Full timeout as well, so we'll pause and talk about it and lay some odds on when Casey will get in.
And also Joe Cook Green, and also a kid out of Tallahassee, Stanley Davis, those three.
We'll lay some bets. We'll be back after these words. Still no activity on that south end of the Raider bench.
Not yet.
Right.
Actually, halftime I saw two former players of mine. One, Brett Stewart, and Buster Sealing. Buster Sealing, they played back in the 95, 96 year. Wow.
Yep.
Time flies.
I caught that in your game program. This is your 20th season.
That's correct.
Raiders not giving up on the defensive end. They're still playing it tough. 5 to shoot. Off the glass, won't go. Big rebound by Andrew Gordon.
Gordon's giving him some nice minutes as well.
And the Raiders making that look easy. Jumper won't go for shorter. He'll get the follow, it won't go, but the putback is good by Londell King. Gulf Coast pressuring full court. Edwards to Jerome. He puts it in, little floater. And the pocket is picked by P.J. Bruce. They're going to call offensive on P.J.
Good call. As DeMeo was trying to explain to Bruce what he did wrong.
2.5 minutes left here, and they're going to call media timeout, give us time to pause for 2.5 minutes. Get ready for it. Talk about the high school hoops on the horizon. Last week of the regular season, senior night for you coming up, right?
Senior night, yes, got it tomorrow with 6 seniors: Sean Malay Rodriguez, Ethan Lipnicki, Josh Loken, Devarian Cowart, Zion Kane. That's going to be their last home game, so they'll get to start tomorrow night as Arnold comes into town. I was just talking to Coach Powell before the game. His son plays for Arnold, and they're having their senior night tonight, so he's missing senior night with his responsibility here tonight with the Gulf Coast Commodore men.
Senior night over at Choctawhatchee, kind of like senior night at Kentucky. Not many.
Yeah,
a few.
3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, I would not do them justice by calling names. Peyton Burkett being one. Have to go through the lineup in my head.
Ty Williams,
pretty.
DJ Dozier.
DJ Thomas. Pretty, all in all, pretty young team over there. 2.5 to play. Again, Saturday night. Make it a point to get out here or get on the TV or on your computer and watch the Raiders as Tallahassee comes to town. Should be the number 1 and number 2 teams in the Panhandle playing for number 1.
Maybe the state.
Yeah, in the state. And this is the only time as a long 3 attempt that Tallahassee will visit Niceville this year. It's just that year where they will not be here but one time. There we go. Edwards could not get it to fall. Putback won't go. Romy cross court to Edwards, and Coach DeMeo says, let's run the offense. Burn some clock, huh? Nope. One shot, and that's it. Minute 40 to play, 20-point lead for the Raiders. Make it an 18-point lead. And here we go. If play will stop, Casey, yeah, it will stop. No, it won't. The Raiders, they said run it. The Raiders tried to get us timeout to put Ponder, and they did. Ponder will come in along with Joe Cook Green. So Ponder, number 21.
6'6".
6'6".
Freshman from Destin.
Rocky Bayou Christian.
You don't hear that much too much, do you?
No.
From Destin, Florida. Father and mother, Mel and Mona Ponder, very proud parents.
Man, they were going to Andrew Gordon for the alley-oop. And the student section will start to chant for Casey Ponder.
I think I've got the nickname for Andrew Gordon, the commissioner.
Well, he's from the heart of rock and roll. He's from Dunedin. Hard and rock and roll is Dunedin. Long 3 attempt. The commissioner. You might want to get to the patent office and put a patent on that one like you did the ball don't lie.
I've missed out on several opportunities. I'll probably miss out on a lot more.
Jumper good by Ron Freeman.
All right, Freeman, you had Casey in the corner. Under a minute now to go.
Casey also working out there at Indian Bayou, working on the carts, customer service.
All right, spot up, Casey. Spot up. There he is. Right
Everybody's
there.
looking for Ponder in the corner. He's got his shot. He gave it up, an assist. Almost for Joe Cook Green. As time winds down.
Another one in the books.
87-69, good guys. Following up that win by the women. That loss by the women, 90-76. So the Gulf Coast State College Lady Commodores remain on top of the Panhandle at 5-1. Northwest Florida's 1-4 on the basement. And the men, the Raiders, stay perfect. 6-0 in the conference. Gulf Coast State will drop to 1-6. Again, join us Saturday night if you can't make it out here. Get on Emerald Coast TV, log in, Chromecast it, get it to your Apple TV because it's going to be a good one as Tallahassee comes to town. So for Coach John Lavin and R.J. Murdoch and all the team of producers, directors, and cameramen, this is Tom Purcell saying good night, everybody.